So today we are going to study about monitor and CPU. Monitor. The monitor is the main output component used on a PC. It's where the computer is able to show you what it and you are doing. So students, I hope that everybody knows what a monitor is. But let me define it for you. A monitor is a place, it is an output device first thing, okay, because it shows us, it is giving us an output, so it shows that what a computer is doing or what we are doing on a computer. If we are typing something, so on a monitor screen, we can easily see what we are typing, what we are drawing, what we are watching. Everything is visible on the computer's monitor. So it is a main output component through which we can see what we are doing on the computer. Now, let's define monitor. So we came to know that a monitor is an output device which shows data. It looks like a TV. Monitor एक ऐसी device है जो हमें data show करती है. It shows whatever a user is doing on a computer. So, and if you compare your monitor with a TV screen, they both look similar. So it looks like a TV. Now, moving towards the second part, CPU. What is a CPU? It stands for Central Processing Unit. It is the brain of the computer. In the computer, there are many parts of computer, but the CPU is called the brain of the computer. Like in the human body, the brain is the most important part as it gives us instructions that what we need to do, how our body needs to work. All the instructions are coming from our brain. So when we are talking about CPU, when we are talking about a computer, so all the instructions that what a user wants and what a computer has to do, all the instructions are given by the CPU. That is the reason a CPU is called a brain of a computer. CPU connects all the parts of the computer and helps in completing different tasks. You have observed a computer. Many of us have seen that all the wires, जो भी wires होते हैं, जो भी devices होती हैं, वो सब CPU से connect होती हैं. Then it starts working. If we talk about a mouse, we connect it into the CPU port, then it starts working. Similarly, for the keyboard, printer, scanner, all the devices are connected with the CPU and then they started working. Otherwise, the device do not work. It never happens then you are going to keep a keyboard in front of a computer. आप keyboard को लाके computer के आगे रखोगे and then it starts working. No, it never happens. You need to connect it with the CPU, then it starts working. And the CPU also helps us in completing different tasks. For an example, like if a user wants to type something and the user is typing, so CPU gives instructions to the keyboard to start typing, and when the user is pressing the keys, the computer starts typing, and similarly, the CPU gives instructions to the monitor to show it on the screen that what a user is typing. So this is the process, whole process that user जो है वो keyboard से type कर रहा है and the instruction is passed through the CPU और फिर वो दोबारा से instructions जो pass करता है CPU वो किसको करता है, monitor को करता है and the user is able to see that what he or she is typing. It is also known as storehouse of the computer as it stores all the information. A CPU is called the brain of the computer, ये तो हमें पता चल गया, but one more thing, a CPU is called a storehouse as well. Like for an example, in our houses we have storerooms. हमारे घरों में store rooms होते हैं जिसमें हम घर का सारा सामान, जो एक्स्ट्रा सामान होता है, जो भी सामान होता है वो हम सेव करके रखते हैं. So similarly, CPU is the place where all the data and all the information of the user, of the computer, of whatever the user has given to the computer is saved. CPU में वो सब चीजें save होती हैं, the user which the user is allowing him or to save. सारी बातें जो भी user जो है computer में लिखता है, डालता है, वो कहाँ जाके save होती है? Saves in the CPU. Now, One thing which we got to know is that CPU stands for, as we have studied, CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. Number two, who is the brain of the computer? CPU is the brain of the computer. How to turn on a computer? Tell step by step. Do you know how can we turn on a computer? Let's see. On a CPU, if you observe a picture of a CPU in this slide, observe the picture. So in this picture, we can see here is a button in the center of the CPU. So we press this button and the CPU turns on. हम जैसे ये बटन प्रेस करते हैं, CPU get active और वो क्या करता है, अपने सारा प्रोसेस स्टार्ट करता है. Starts booting the computer. वो कंप्यूटर को स्टार्ट करता है and all the parts of the computer became active. जैसे हम, you must try it at home. When we press the computer, you can see. When we press the button on the CPU, you can see that all the keys which are glowing on the computer, which are glowing on the keyboard, gets active. सब में लाइट जलना स्टार्ट हो जाती है. Similarly, your mouse gets active and all the parts of the computer gets active. उसी टाइम पे सारे पार्ट्स जो है कंप्यूटर के एक्टिव होना स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं. The reason is that it starts giving the instructions to the parts of the computer.